we will definitely not shut up and dribble.
The champ is here. I must be the greatest. The champ is here.
I'm going to continue to stand with the people.
The champ is here.
I will not lose.
I'm a bad man. I took up the road.
Yes, welcome. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with we. My name is EJ, and I got my man,
MH.
Yes, he's the DB of the show, and we are Black in Sports, giving a voice to the culture that won't shut up and dribble. Here, bringing you topics in and around the boardroom or the locker room. So, hey, today's topic, man, we're going to jump right in. MH, you ready to do this?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Today we're going to talk about a guy who's familiar to the show. We actually did a show on him earlier in the episode 3 in the locker room. So, but this time we bring our guy back into the show on a brighter note. So today, man, we're going to talk about Kevin Durant. And he's got a lot of monikers, man. So let's just jump right in and talk about it because he is the news of today. Or this week, we should say, after his performance in Game 5, man. Did you get a chance to see the game?
I didn't actually see it live. I had to watch it a little later. I saw the Aces play, so I'm not gonna lie and say I saw it live. But I was keeping up.
I was watching the Aces game too, and I had him on the small screen, so I'm with you.
But I was keeping up with the stats. 49 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 48 minutes. It was like a defining moment in Kevin Durant's career. If we want to,
Kevin Durant,
kind of, yeah, you know who I am.
Defining,
yeah.
So, no, those are definitely, just some killer stats. It was his second all-time performance or as far as scores of points. Like he was a point away from beating his record for performance.
Yeah, it was special.
It was a game. Yes, we'll say it's special. We'll definitely say it's special. Was it his breakout game? Does that stamp him as, let's put it as your boy Skip says, the best player on the planet? That's what Skip said.
We can decide who. I still think, and I'm not a huge fan of it, but I think LeBron James is probably still the best player on the planet. I would put him on a different level. But Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant, like he says.
Did you want to say that again? Did you want to repeat that? Because it kind of came out slow. I just wanted to make sure I had got that.
What's that about LeBron?
Yeah.
I mean, we there's some other things about LeBron that we can talk about, but I just put respect to where respect is due, and I think he's on a kind of different level from everybody else. But I think Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
I think his skill level is something that we've never seen in the combination of his skill and at his size being 7 foot doing the things that he does.
I think that's a big part of it, right? Like being safe and have the handles that he has.
Right. Yeah. He's a special. He's an all-time player in the NBA, and his career is not done. So I think he's still writing his story.
Okay.
I wouldn't call it a coming out moment. It's just a reminder of, okay, we know who KD is. I don't brush my hair for a reason. I'm KD.
I kind of came a little scruffy today in honor of him. All mine connects around here, but I was an homage to him today. The scruffy. So I think I'm with you on that, right? Like I will put him as one of the best all around scorers, like hands down.
No doubt.
He'll get you buckets, like interior, anywhere on the court driving, he will get you buckets. I think that was what they, a lot of commentary and people were pushing that he was doing those other things for you as far as getting the assist, scraping those boards and getting rebounds. So, but I'm definitely on par and in point with you with the part of him being an all-time good, great scorer. But is he on the Mount Rushmore of wing players, like the top wing players in the league? Or is he still working
is of like all time?
All time.
Yeah, I think Kevin Durant is, if we say, I guess we can pencil him as a small forward or whatever position you want to pencil him in, on the wing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's LeBron James that probably plays the same position as him, but outside of LeBron James, I don't know if anybody in NBA history,
No Larry
and
Bird.
that's including Larry Bird or your Dr. J's or really anybody else excels at that level that KD is. I guess here on the flip side, here is where like this game from last night recently, and it's kind of surprising because KD. He's stacked his cards a little bit all the time. Like he's never played with a team that, doesn't allow him to be Kevin Durant. And I mean that he always has space, right? So like, it's not like, he's being a lot of times being able, his teams are so good that you can't really load up on KD like you would on my boy, like Carmelo, like, Jordan did before his teammate got around, or,
LeBron.
Even LeBron James, he's lost. Like you can load up on him if his team is not loaded up. Right. But Kevin Durant has usually always had somebody on his team that you can't really do that to, and it just allows him to be KD. So
you think that Harden playing last night made a difference?
Just from a kind of like a decoy standpoint, I would say. I don't think he was. James Harden was just Jimmy Harden last night. I don't think he was just full of James himself. So. I think him being on the court helped.
Respectful. Absolutely. I think so.
But
I mean, he was definitely a shade of his form. I mean, he's out there one-legging it, so it wasn't like he's James Harden, get you, 25, 30 points.
Yeah.
Type of James Harden, but I do think it made a difference for him. And I think it goes to that point you were making. He always has someone there, and maybe he didn't from a production standpoint, but sometimes it's just good to have that person that you roll with or you vibe with. Like that makes a difference, right? In his comfortability. So like, look, I trust him more on one hamstring than I do, Tyler Johnson or something like that, right?
Right.
And they have chemistry, right? Like, I mean, back to their OKC days, and they had him join the team for a reason, right? So I do agree with you that like he's always had that clutch or that comfortable, portion of the team where he didn't have to just be KD. They're like, let him be KD.
Yeah.
And that was it, right? Run BKD and we'll be good.
BKD. Yeah. Yeah. James got to take those braids out though, man. That's part of the reason why. I don't know how it connects to the hamstring when they pull it too tight. And maybe it stiffens to the lower back to the hamstring area. Go ahead and take those out, bro, so your hamstrings can loosen up.
That could have definitely been part of it.
Yeah.
So I mean, he showed some emotion. You said you didn't see the game, but I watched. I think I flipped back after the Aces game was over. They showed. I think Harden messed up, or it was late in the time clock, and he kicked it over, and KD hit a shot like 1 second left.
Yeah.
And he did like that relief, you know what I mean? So he was showing like moments of like outside of because he's very emotional, but he doesn't show it on the court.
Yeah.
So he definitely shows some emotion at the end of the game. Of course, a lot of pictures or news outlets are showing that hug between him and Steve Nash. You last saw. I know you saw that, right? Like it was a real embrace is something totally different.
I mean, he came up under with two hands. That's some serious love.
Caress, right? Like it was like, it was meaningful, right? It was
that's two hands under. Yeah, that's a real hug.
That was a real. It was a real
with the cheek on the chest. Like I'm really hugging you.
Like and he just said, place it right there, and hear the breathing. You know what I mean? So there was some emotion showed by him, and I don't know if that's good or bad, but it showed. I think that it meant something to him, right? Because then there's the debate was there any pressure on him to have to come out and have a game like this? Do you think he had pressure?
I don't know if I have pressure, but we all know that KD hears everything and sees everything, right? So
replies to everything.
Replies to everything. So he's very aware. And I think there have been, talk over the last, the days between game 4 and game 5, like,
right.
KD without a superstar team, this is how he looks. And PJ Tucker, my boy, He's bodying him up and chesting him up.
Beating
and
him
I
up.
think probably KD probably, got probably a little tired of it and had to remind everybody who KD was. So motivation, pressure, I don't know what to call it, but something happened.
Well, he had to have pressure, and because even with the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then there's, I'm a LeBron guy, I guess we could call that. So one of the things is they compared this game to like the LeBron game.
Oh God.
Who
is they? LeBron compared it to himself.
Well,
that's probably what happened.
we'll get into that take. We'll get into that take after this.
All right, my fault.
They did. There's been people that compared it to him, right? Like, I think Chris Wright was one of them. I think there's articles, but basically just saying like, does this compare to LeBron James, finals and 2018, where he was with the Cavs, right? Like, so there is comparison, there is breadth, there is I guess just shit around this game that the people are going to do. This is what we do, right? Like, we talk about him being the best now after this game. Now we want to compare him and saying, hey, like, does this make him the best? Hey, how does this stack up against other people that we've described have been in this island and doing great things? So I definitely think you felt it. I don't think it compares because, once again, as we talked about earlier, LeBron had JR and, Christian Thompson. And
yeah,
it's a different level of people who he had on his squad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably because LeBron wanted that, but we won't get into those reasons for LeBron's squad to be whatever his squad is. But yeah, I mean, I guess you can compare. I think I remember one game, LeBron James when he was with the Heat. I think they were in game either 5 or I think maybe a game 5 or 5 or 6. He was playing the Boston Celtics. This was, I think, the year that they won the championship, the first year that the Heat won a championship. And it was basically like, hey, if you lose this one, you might be down 3-2. You're going to lose against the Celtics. Maybe LeBron, maybe you're not really that guy. And he had one, he had that little thing where he looked at, that little angry, whatever that is. And he had a ridiculous game. So I don't know. I guess there's a level that those guys can get to. And I'm giving LeBron credit. The LeBrons, the MJs, the KDs, the Kobes are, rest in peace. Like, they can take themselves to another level where they excel amongst the league of stars in the biggest moments. So maybe that was KD's, moment there last night. Yeah.
So someone did come in the news today, and
you already knew it was going to on brand. Boy, he on brand more than Trump.
Oh wow!
He stay on brand.
So you knew it was coming.
So I was texting a couple of my homeboys, my little brother, and after the KD game, everybody's the immediate narrative was like, is he the best player in the world? And Giannis was like, in his post game interview, he was like, he's the best in the world. So I immediately said, hey, I guarantee LeBron James, the next day, he's going to do something to get his face back in the spotlight, because he cannot stay away for too long, especially when you talk about somebody else being the best. He's going to say something about humble king, or I'm still grinding, or y'all must have forgot, or he going to release something he's going to talk about.
A mixtape? What you about to say, huh?
A mixtape, something. He's going to do something. Dunk at his little kid's game. One of the two he was going to do. He was going to be in the mix. And sure enough, right on brand, LeBron James shows up. Golly.
That's hilarious.
You in the offseason, bro. Let me read this. Okay.
So you got the tweet?
I got a tweet, and it's 140 characters times probably 3. I don't know. He put a bunch of stuff together. He basically did this. You got the whatever it is, the iPhone or your Samsung. You go into that little notepad section, and then you just go off and you type it forever, and then you got to copy and paste it. And they like, bro, you got too much characters. You got to take some back. So this is what LeBron
reducing it to make sure it fits. And okay.
So to give some background before I read this text, Kawhi Leonard, this sweet. Kawhi Leonard got a little hurt today. Chris Paul. COVID protocol. So there was it was a newsly day.
Coaches getting fired left and right.
Coaches getting fired. They all didn't want to listen to me about the start of the season. Okay, so this nigga's a voice for everybody. I knew exactly what would happen. I only wanted to protect the well-being of the players, which ultimately is the product, all capitals, and benefit of our game. All right, thanks. These injuries isn't just part of the game, quotes, all capitalized. It's a lack of pure rim rest before starting back 8, possibly 9 All-Stars has missed playoff games most in league history. Okay, good fact. This is the best time of the year for our league and fans, but missing a ton of our favorite players. It's insane. If there's one person that knows about the body and how it works all year round, it's me. Capitalize. Remember, y'all must have forgot. This is me talking. LeBron. I speak for the health of all of our players, and I hate to see this many injuries this time of year. Sorry, fans. Wish you guys were seeing all of your favorite guys right now. Praying emoji.
Not the praying emoji.
God. LeBron, go be in the off season, bro. Hey. You lost. If you wanted to spotlight, win the game. Beat the Suns. Go be in the offseason, man.
That was more than 144 characters.
Yeah. This is following when he got to show up to a basketball game with Drake and everybody on the court side and mess with the referees. Man, sit down, bro. Sit in the background. God, I'm so tired of that. So that's your boy, though. That's your boy. That's King James. He couldn't let KD have 24 hours of talk. Here. Let me put 3 paragraphs together so everybody can talk about LeBron James too.
But see, that's the thing, you're thinking from the wrong perspective because he knows the body, and he's not speaking on behalf of himself, man. He's speaking for
me
for the whole entirety.
Yeah, me. There's a me that's capitalized, an M-E. You can't say it with an exclamation point, capitalized. Me, he's talking. Hey, I'm talking. King James. Man, go sit down, man. You're going to have some time in the summer. Your movie coming out. Go sit back, bro.
That review, man. Oh, God. And if he passes the ball to Lola Bunny to win the game, first of all,
he is. He's going to make the right basketball play.
Right basketball. Okay, look, we're going way off topic. Let's bring this home so we can wrap this up. Does it matter? Final question. Unless you got anything else, I don't want to wrap up. No. Unless, if he does not, and I'm talking KD, the Nets, if they don't bring home a championship, is this all for naught? And this is a moot point.
I mean, one would think it's probably all for naught, right?
So you think he definitely needs to bring the chip? Like he has to kind of finish the story because I think you even stated that this is just a game in the the career that he's building because he's not done. I mean, he's came back from a hell of a injury and to doing the things he's doing, so he's not done. So you feel that this is definitely something they need to put a cap on it and win the chip to solidify this season and this story.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how good this game is, if they lose the next 2 games or whatever series, next 2 games to the Bucks,
next 2,
and they home, a week and a half from now, we won't be talking about how great KD is. We'll be talking about something else, right? So
we talking about his
this is
Michael Rappaport.
Yeah, correct. So, I mean, this is all fine and dandy, but if they don't win a title, this is just a good conversation for a couple days.
Well, that's what. So I guess we'll have to wait and see, man. You got anything else for the people, man?
Nah, nope. NBA playoffs is always exciting. Always gives us a lot of stuff. KD doing your thing, man. Salute, brother.
Absolutely, man. So we'll see. We'll see how they finish it off. Hopefully, we get Harden back to full health and get what's
You got
his
your boy Kyrie.
what's his name? Feather walks with the Giants or something like that. What's his?
I mean, congratulations. I think he had. I think his lady just had had a child, so he brought a child into the world. He always has. I mean,
just some stuff.
Maybe he's into whatever this Zen and
sage
fragrance or sage and all that. I mean, he's in because he kind of times up his end. I'm not saying he was timed up. It's part of the game or whatever, fluke injury. But his injuries usually time up really nicely with like some life events.
Downtime.
I turned my ankle, but I got my baby born tomorrow, so it just makes I don't know how it works. Whatever the Zen is, or
he's into man.
Planet, or maybe I got to start spraying some fragrance so I could really know and be where I need to be. I could be in tune.
Be in tune, man. Well, hopefully we'll see how this all ends up, man. It does look like the Nets have the road, so they just need to hopefully not get injured. Health has been the key of these playoffs, as LeBron has been mentioning. So there is some basis, some bear there. But hey, I hope you enjoyed tonight's show, man. We always do it for you guys. Got to have a little fun with it. If you like the show, please share it. If you didn't like the show, please share it. Follow us on Black and Sports on all your social media platforms, and you can check us out anywhere you listen to podcasts. So just look for us, Black and Sports Podcast, and just be safe, practice gratitude. We're rooting for you.
Screaming, all us blacks got is sports and entertainment until we even.
Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yeah. Yeah. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Look. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Spent about 2 racks on handmade new rags. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. That's everybody from sports to college class to rap and back.